How would Se-Young Kim play with a one-shot lead? Well, about like this. This was at the third.
Yeah, if you had any doubt of how she was going to start off today, was there nerves? No.
Minji Lee trying to make a move today. This was her birdie at the fifth, having had 4 straight pars to begin the round. Started the day tied for 6th.
Very scoreable golf course. You can take your opportunities here and there, but it makes it difficult to try to chase down Se-Young Kim. But Minji Lee making the most of it from long distance in the putt and the chip in as well.
Ali McDonald has this for an eagle.
Hit the longer of the 2 drives, but this is no bargain for a putt. As you can see, plenty of break here.
Oh, just needs a fraction more. I mean, just a little more pace and it would have dropped. So Ali is going to make her 3rd birdie of the round and get it to 9 under within 1. And we'll go ahead 1 to the 8th.
And the second shot for Lydia Ko, where Jerry Foltz is watching.
173 downwind. That was a 9-iron. This is proving to be the hardest green to hit of the entire week. About 80% of the field finds themselves over the green here. Not much break to it, but extremely fast, even though it looks flat. This whole green slopes away from the fairway.
And we have our first birdie of the day at the 8th.
Here is Se-Young Kim's birdie putt.
She's been really solid, Tom, from this range. Just looks so confident.
Yeah, expected it to go in. Right now in a tie for 3rd. Let's go to the 12th.
And Lexi Thompson for birdie.
It's a golf course that definitely rewards longer hitters. There's a lot of room off of the tee, but because there's only 2 par 5.
She had just 24 putts in that 64 in round 1. Austin Ernst for birdie at 10.
Greens are pure, though. I mean, we've seen some good putts rolled in today.
Yeah.
And drove it in the fairway bunker here, laid it out to 100 yards and played a nice one just to give herself a chance. Going to be moving right.
Actually mentioned she wasn't very happy with her ball striking yesterday, but that her putting had saved her.
The flag today is cut on the smallest portion on the front right.
That's why they moved the tee up so much you couldn't get to it with a longer club. This is sand wedge, and she really needs to spin it.
Oh, yeah.
Great shot.
Nice putt, still downhill. Should move a bit left.
Not shocking from where she was. 3-putt bogey. She's 2 over for the day.
This is one of the toughest holes out there today, the 13th. This is Inji Chun for a birdie. You've only had 1 birdie at 13 so far. Make it 2.
Good pop.
It's back-to-back birdies for Inji. Tough start today, those 4 bogeys in the first 7. Ernst has this for birdie. Austin has this for 3 birdies in a row, so she is coming alive here. Gets it to 3 under for the day.
It's a matter of regrouping at that point, because those were unforced errors or preventable errors.
3-shot lead now for Se-Young Kim, despite her 3rd bogey of the week.
This one should break a bit to the left. Oh, that was too delicate. Get on the greens and give themselves looks. This is left of it, drifting ahead to the right, and
Really good. Safe.
I think she'll take it.
Right? I mean, first thing first.
Yeah, she said that she was. She feels the nerves. Like she said, she feels the emotion, and I think that's her way of saying that she feels nervous. And it's hard to see that because she looks so in control at all times. You know, you have to control the spin. And this one's quite aggressive.
Good shot.
Good shot there. Shows you that a hole does not have to be long to be difficult.
Looking through her putting stats this year, it's not been as I expected, and they're a little higher because I consider her to be a good putter.
Yeah, when you look at the stats, that's kind of been letting her down, isn't it?
Yep.
Obviously working well this week for Stephanie Meadow. Only had 3 top 10 finishes in her LPGA Tour career.
The other players in her group.
It's a really controlled swing there.
Safe, she'll have a putt for birdie. Obviously anywhere left of the flag is pretty good today.
Both of them having won this year since the restart.
Ooh.
We're told there have been 7 aces since the course opened in March of 2019. 4 in a row for Austin Ernst, this for birdie.
It's a good stroke. It looks like she just got a little fooled by the line. So you still have to feel the momentum. 13 is going to be a tough one coming up for her.
Brooke Henderson for birdie at 11. Yeah, well done. Kind of quietly going about her week. It's been a good day today. 2 birdies, no drop shots.
Zockel for par, Jerry?
Yeah, lengthy one. Had a little tree trouble on the second. Put it in the left bunker. Played it to here, and that went in with conviction.
She doesn't dilly-dally, does she?
This is a small target, though. On that left corner of the green, you can just see that flag.
She
Really
knows these
nice.
conditions, doesn't she? I mean, she just has, you know, a place a couple of hours to the south of here.
Correct. Winters and plays.
She knew it right away, didn't she?
Looked just a little quick.
Four straight years with 2 victories.
Minjee Lee.
Good effort from there. This whole location makes it very difficult to get close to. You can see that huge ridge as the players approach the green from the fairway side. Even though she was putting from off the green, it wasn't a bad lead.
Had 7 inches of rain last week when the hurricane came through. And
Yeah, it looked like she just tried to take a bit off, try and keep it down a little bit.
Will it stay?
No, it's close.
I like the but
Hold it pretty straight.
She had it. There's been a couple of putts today that it just, she's not had the correct speed control. If you think back to the 8th. Yes, it was
The
from
bogey
off the
putt.
ground. Yeah, it's going to come out low. Accept it. Don't try to help it.
nice. Come on, come on. Be ready.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, these 2 players are 1 and 2 in greens in regulation.
She is an aggressive player. She doesn't like to back down. And I think that a lot of credit has to go to Paul, her caddy. They've had a long relationship out here caddying, and he knows that of her, and he's able to sort of steer her in the right direction when he has to. But it really pays dividends on courses where other players might be intimidated, because she's not.
Just a very picturesque swing and plays quickly. This putt for birdie, turning a little bit right and kind of speedy. Oh, that has to turn.
yeah, she's from the Chicago area and then moved down here about a year ago because her coach, as we mentioned, is here. Justin Sheehan, he's the director of golf at Pelican, so she comes and practices here, although she's not technically a member here. At the 11th, the second shot for Lydia Ko.
97 yards and a lob wedge. Downwind, also lands on a bit of a down slope. Let it release.
Yeah, she played that really well.
Mm-hmm.
As Paige mentioned, we've seen a lot of players go towards the back of the green.
At the 14th green.
Lydia Ko for birdie, saw that lovely approach, and it does lead to a 3 for Lydia, so she's 3 under for the day now.
Just once in a generation.
Another player who's won the CP Women's Open, Brooke Henderson.
Of course, I say once in a generation we go straight to Brooke Henderson, who equally made a splash when she showed up on the LPGA Tour.
It's a pretty good second shot there. It's a tough hole.
Sure. It's makeable.
13.
Henderson, how far away from the hole she's aiming there?
Wow.
Yeah, well read. So Brooke Henderson gets it to 5 under.
And that has to be a rare birdie on this hole today.
Some players not even able to get to the green in 2.
Angela Stanford at the 12th for birdie. Back to even par she goes, which is tied for 17th. That tells you how tough it is.
Wow.
Shot.
It's very good. And Karen, you nailed it from that angle. And I think that's why a lot of players, you'll pull their pin sheet out.
It's just tough out here today with this wind. And these greens, I think, have definitely firmed up.
Looks good all the way. Stephanie from Northern Ireland, but she moved to the US when she was 14.
This a gap wedge. She looks like she's playing it to go high.
She looks very in control of her irons. Aside from that misstep double bogey on the 8th, we've seen a lot of very solid iron shots.
Great look there for Ali. So that is a beast. Because of the green is so tough.
Zokol.
Well, she's due to make one as well. That was right on line.
She met her coach Justin Sheehan when she was out following Brittany Altamare at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship at Olympia Fields in 2017. As Tom mentioned, she's from the Chicagoland area.
Outside, I think she'll be happy with getting down in 2 from here, Tom. That looks pretty good. Oh. Almost the reverse announcer curse there.
Yeah, so Se Young has just got all parts of her game working well, and the pressure off her shoulders, because there was a lot of chatter about when she was going to win a major, and she had those 10 wins, was one of the best players in the world without a major championship. Nelly Corder, of course, was ahead of her in the world rankings when they teed off at the KPMG Women's.
This left side of the green is pretty tiny in terms of width.
Is that headed towards the middle? Okay.
This one hair right, but should be fine.
Ooh,
Okay.
maybe great.
Is it?
How about it? Yes! Hail State! $20,000 for St. Jude, courtesy of CME Group, to 13.
Zokol second on the way.
That was a 4 hybrid, and what a gorgeous shot.
That is terrific. I mean, it's such a difficult hole today into that breeze. Par putt at the 13th for Elizabeth Zokol.
Narrowly missed the birdie putt, stepped away from this twice. Tom was never comfortable over it.
You always get a bit nervous when you're watching that putt on TV. When you come back to a hole and they've got a short putt for par, you think, why are we showing this? And that was a prime example.
Her 3-shot lead is down to 1.
You want to have a nice light grip pressure, but you don't want to be blown around in the wind. And
Austin Ernst says this one for a par. Well done. Yeah, putting's getting a bit difficult out there at the moment.
well, a lot of times the more you do grip it to keep control of it, that's where you're...
Minji Lee has a 3rd shot on this par 5.
Only 8 paces on the green, so you got to carry that front portion. Woo! and maybe get a little help from the flag stick.
Let's go to 14.
And Lydia trying to bounce back. Second shot here.
239 to the hole, 231 to the front, straight downwind. Driving it longer than she's ever driven it, and dare I say as straight as she's ever driven it, and that's a beauty.
Yeah, she played with Justin Sheehan, the director of golf here in the Pro-Am, and he said she blew it past me, and I looked around and said, is this Lydia Ko?
That's a chance for a very rare bounce back eagle.
Yeah, good point. Double bogey, eagle, back-to-back, maybe.
She does have one of the shortest memories in golf. That was a good effort.
Had the crushing double bogey at the Marathon Classic on the last hole. Was up 5 with 6 holes to play. Danielle Kang passed her on the last hole. Came right back, had a good week in Scotland. And continues to play well with Sean Foley.
Perfectly flat line the bunker, but has to hit this left of the hole.
Wonderful touch from Se Young. And that should save her par.
In the previous group.
Yeah, but that breeze dying down, I think that group ahead had the worst timing to be making those sort of putts in the breeze. Good up and down.
Clean putt. I mean, I was starting to get...
Brooke slips back to 4 under. That's her first bogey of the day. Missing the green at 15. It's going to be very difficult to make a par.
That's after not taking advantage of 14 either.
But she seems to be rounding the corner. She's played 12 events this season and she's only missed 2 cuts. So in general, she seems to be getting there, I believe. 60 yards to go to the flag.
Not bad.
Nice when you walk onto a course and you know you're going to just see them as you want to.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm glad she made it for both our sakes, Karen. We talked her up, and she's delivered on those putts.
Oh, so well done. So well done.
That was so great. That was just such a perfect body-powered chip.
Not a great second shot, but a tremendous pitch shot for her third.
At the 15th, this is Lydia Ko on the tee.
With a 6-iron, Tom, into the wind from the left. Started at left of the hole, right where she was aiming, and it's staying there.
Trying to float it back towards the flag, but middle of the green is pretty safe. The 17th, Austin Ernst has this for birdie. This would get her to 6 under. Alongside Stephanie Meadow, trying to close that gap and maybe have a chance to challenge.
Se Young wasting no time to regain the lead. It lasted, what, 8 seconds, 9 seconds?
Your target is where you want to have it, and have discipline with that target.
Cut.
This one is left, and she's trying to get it to move to the right.
That's going to be right around where Lydia Ko just putted from.
And about the wind. I mean, it is, like I said, standing here by the tee, it's really calm, and it's really calm up on by the green too, where the flag is.
Yeah, the calculation was spot on. Came close to a hole-in-one at the 3rd, and that is a great look at birdie for Se Young Kim.
And I believe that when she shot that 31 under par, and she has that record on the LPGA Tour as the lowest ever score, she did something that no other player has done before, no other player from Korea has done, and that really sets her apart.
As Henderson hits her second at 17.
Really nice.
And so Ali's kind of freewheeling it, you feel. You say maybe a little under the radar.
Lydia Ko.
6-iron from a downhill lie, which makes the job a little easier. Out to the right. There is some slope there.
Well, she made the first birdie of the day at the 8th hole.
Hesitancy in acting too comfortable in that position, but Sophia always has acted so confidently since the win. And I've been impressed with that level of poise.
When you've been trying to make the cuts.
Yeah, well
Solid.
done. Yeah, we talked about the tragedy in her family with her father passing away during her rookie year, and then in 2017 she suffered a stress fracture in her lower back.
Back at 13. 17.
This is Minjee Lee on the tee. And that one just needs to sit down, and it should be pretty good.
Really good.
Yep.
Up ahead at the 18th, Austin Ernst to try to match Mel Reid with a 65. Players who've won since the restart are having a nice little Pelican Women's Championship.
Buddy. Sure, thank you.
Counting on Se-Young Kim for help. It's not an enviable position. Brooke Henderson at 18. Second toughest hole on the course today. And Brooke Henderson, as she so often does.
Now got a 7-iron in her hand. Quite a straightforward shot from here. I think she might be trying to play this one down just a smidge.
Be good.
That was from 155.
Yeah, that angle is much more comfortable, I think, for most players to be able to come in more over the water rather than having the water parallel the left side of the green.
She quite likes this one. She wasted no time getting over it. Hardly any time reading it. Just put the ball down. Here she is about to hit it. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you
She knew it.
Well, it's so fun to watch, Karen. You see some players that move slower when they're in the zone. You see like Lydia Ko kind of traces the line with her eyes.
Lydia Ko's tee shot at 17.
3 wood, 234 to the front. This on a really good line, Tom.
You can just see the extra speed in her golf swing too.
Yeah,
It's
at a great
remarkable.
angle. Sometimes I think the drivable par fours.
Well, this is good.
Okay, is this a future Solheim Cup player, perhaps? You never know.
Although players get very nervous of going over the back of the green, so don't expect this one to be long.
It's really nice.
Stephanie Meadow getting it together here towards the end of the round. Another birdie, so it's 3 birdies in 4 holes for the 28-year-old from Northern Ireland.
She finished this way too yesterday.
A few years ago, 18.
147 yards. I believe that was a 9-iron. When helping mostly from the right, this is right of the hole.
Okay.
Rare putt from under the hole, Grant, turning a little left. Great look.
Maybe.
Oh, that's Lydia there.
She shoots 66 with a double bogey.
Well, and it was resting up against the rake, and I think it's a good break. The rake stopped it from rolling back down the hill further onto some really tight lie, and that was from an upslope, and I think that made it a lot easier.
And she had that for 4 birdies in a row to get to 14 under. Yeah. Se-Young Kim with a commanding lead.
It would almost feel like a double 2-page
Yeah.
if she doesn't make this one.
Stroke.
Just a little bit left.
Swing there.
Really safe, really smart.
I think players are still just really aware of that, even though you can tap down. Spike marks now.
Old habits.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I was going to say
either,
probably
is there?
just a few steps from exactly where she wanted to land. Good
Solid.
cleanup. Really nice cleanup.
These three will play together again tomorrow.
Why would you when she's got all the confidence that she has right now and how she's been hitting it?
A little left,
It's from
maybe.
126.
Wow. Well, a month ago, she finished up the final round of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship with a 63 to set the championship record.